Hello, it's Robin Maynard Smith with an energy conversation from a few of my clients that love to share what they've experienced with working with me that can inspire you to bring in the energy that you want to live this lifetime. Hey there. So
Hi.
good to connect with you again. Thanks for getting on here and kind of just talking about some of your experience with me and the work that we did together and how that's impacted your life. If you want, you can tell people a little bit about yourself if you want to, and maybe just kind of what brought you to work with me, if you want to share that with everyone.
Okay. Yes, so I am at a crossroads in my life right now where I am not sure if should continue working with the current partners I have in real estate or if I should start a new venture. And what new venture should I start? And kind of seeing if it's a good idea to make that transition. Talking to you has helped clear that uncertainty up because I definitely have a better understanding that I don't want to move forward with my current partners and that they don't treat me the greatest. And you were able to see that energy and you were able to see things about them and about their relationship that I didn't even have to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped to know that, okay, you're not going to move forward. You're not going to be with them for a long time. And that helped to give me some clarity because that's exactly how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy that there is a new business venture and there is something new in the future that I could take my energy and apply it towards.
I love
Um,
that. So would you say that was like your biggest takeaway from our session was that clarity over being able to let go of that and come into something new?
Yes, I would say that clarity really helped to see like, okay, it feels so good to know that what I thought was the same thing that you felt through the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it even helped for you to kind of sometimes we have to step back and we can't assess our own energy. So it was good for you to see and say, you know what, you don't really, you kind of have lost energy talking about this. So that's how I say, okay, you know what? I'm not that interested in it, but I have a hard time seeing that. And so it was good for you to see that and also just to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that feeling kind of helps me understand that this is like actually my own intuition and it's my own mind. I just have a hard time pulling it out. So you helped to pull that out to see there is a possibility of something better. And it has to be something that I'm passionate about. Um, and you were really great to show that I do need different partners. I cannot do this on my own. That was actually one of my biggest fears. I like to do things on my own because I'm afraid of getting bad partners, but you really guided me on what type of partners I need. Like,
Yeah.
for example, you were saying, I need someone who's very organized.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm very organized, but I need someone who's like that. Like, I don't want to be the most organized person in my business. I want someone else to help with that. Um, and then you hit the nail on the head that I love expansion. That is what I like. The current company that I was with, I actually, once I joined them, what took them 10 years in business to build as far as ownership of apartments, I helped them to do it in a year and a half. So I
Mm-hmm.
doubled their units and I doubled their assets under management because I love that expansion side.
Mm-hmm.
And you noticed that and pinpointed it. And it was great to hear because sometimes I don't step back and realize what do I actually like. So
Yeah.
you really helped to open up my mind on what is my actual true passion because sometimes it's hard for people to see that we're so clouded with all of our thoughts and our day-to-day living that we don't ever step back and look at this stuff, so that
Yeah.
really helped out a lot.
That's really powerful. I think it's important to talk about your strengths, like we did some of that. Like that is a strength of yours, that you are organized and you like expansion, but that you weren't in a container or space where that could be shining through and you have more control over those types of things. So that was really big for you. I remember how big that was. You're like, oh yeah, like you could, it's like it felt like your chest opened up or something afterwards, like, oh, I don't have to carry that anymore, you know?
Yes, it was like one of those, in life I feel like you only have so many of those aha moments.
Mm,
And that was one of them.
I love that.
And then I have to say this was so fascinating, and it still is amazing to me now, is that lately I've been saying that Tony Robbins quote, to take the island, you have to
Yeah.
burn the boats.
Hmm.
And you said it,
Yeah.
like with, I didn't even give any inclination to it or anything. And you said it, and it's just interesting because that's like the one quote I've been saying a lot lately, to kind of almost to push myself, like, look, I just need to do this. Like,
Yeah. Take
just
the leap.
run with it. But my other thoughts are like, what are you talking about? You need to wait. Don't burn the boats yet.
Right.
Wait. So it was just
Yeah.
honestly awesome hearing that, because that's what's been in my mind for, I mean, a lot, but recently. So it's still
Yeah.
like it's new, but it's been a lot.
Yeah. I love that synchronicities. I call those like synchronicities or little divine timing where you're like, because for even me, I love Tony Robbins, but when I did his one event a couple years back, I don't really talk about that saying, but with you, it just comes up like that's the I love that energy and synergy with someone because it helps reflect to you like, oh, like how could she possibly know that? Well, then yeah, if
Hmm.
this is showing up, this means it is important for me to be hearing that I'm hearing it. And I
Yes.
love that it's guiding you to trusting your own intuition, trusting your own feelings. Because that's what I think is the most important when I'm working with people is that you start to trust who you are and what you want, and that that's what's perfect for you, right?
Yes.
And that was really clear. I really love that with you. Is
Yes.
there anything that you would like to share about your experience with someone out there who might be wondering what it would be like to work with me? Anything that you think is like maybe that would inspire them and make them feel like, oh, maybe I should think about this.
Hmm. Well, I think it's really good. So energy is a really important thing that people don't, you can't physically see it. So when you can't physically see it, people almost think it doesn't exist, but
Mhm.
it really does. And I think someone just needs to, even if you're skeptical, because I know a lot of skeptical people who might not be open to this, but you were able to notice, I feel like as if I've known you for a long time.
Mhm.
And certain things you said, I don't really share with people, or I keep it inside. I do keep a lot inside. And you were able to notice that right away. So
Mhm.
it was easy to become a believer, because certain things you've noticed, like about my career, or about my father, or about, I want to have a baby next year, and you pretty much called the exact month that I, in my mind, would like to have a baby in.
Yeah.
And I've only shared that with my husband,
Mhm.
about that timing.
Mhm.
So it was just crazy that you were able to see things that I hardly ever talk about. So I think it's really important for someone just to give it a try, even if you're skeptical, because I really truly believe that after you talk to you, you're going to be a believer, because you see things that we're not able to fully see, or that we actually don't really talk about.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. It's like you were in my mind. Like I feel like I've known you, or I feel like you've known me for a long time.
I do.
So
Yeah. We really just met. We just met.
yeah,
For clarity for anyone out there, we only met a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, maybe. And
exactly. I don't even think it's been that long,
I
but
don't think
yeah.
it has, yeah. And I had a couple of calls and, chit chat it, but there's a lot of power in that. So thank you for reflecting that because I think what's important is, and just to clarify, what I do see is whatever you're able to project. So I can't see inside of you things that you don't want me to see. That would never happen. But it's those things that are inside of you that you want validation or inspiration or like, oh my goodness, I want to move into this. And you're projecting them out, and all of your energy team is kind of like there
Hmm.
supporting you. And then they just say, hey, and they show me the visions. I'm like, oh, that's what that looks like. And then, hey, tell her this, or they tell me, tell her this. And
Hmm.
so that's what's happening in that process, which is beautiful to share because there has to be a certain level, of trust or desire or openness on your part to come in the space with me. So I appreciate you doing that
Hmm.
because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot
Yes.
of fun to play in that world and then to bring it down into a practical way that you feel
Yeah,
you can live. Do you find that after our
exactly.
session, did it feel like you could take all the things from the energetic world and bring them into a more practical approach for yourself?
Yes. I've actually, um, so I've been thinking about that as well, because if it's something I feel and it's something that you see and you feel, I think I need to pay more attention to it. And it's actually a good push to kind of take my life in a new direction that I want to take it in.
Mhm.
Um, because if I felt it and you felt it and you see it, it makes me say, okay, you know what? I need to just take more concrete steps to get to the next level because I think I want to start a business. I think all these things, but the fact that you were able to see the exact same, even the people, like I would love to do a business with women and children. And
Mhm.
I didn't even have to tell you that, you already knew it.
Yeah, we did
So
talk
it
about
makes me
that.
think, because then I also thought of weight loss, but you were like, I don't really feel the energy with weight loss products. Um, and then you said, with you were able to see the woman and the child, and I said, okay, you know what, that does seem more the direction I want to go in because I actually really do have more passion towards that
Yeah.
than say weight loss products.
Yeah.
At least right now in my life, that's the direction that I feel that I'd want to go in. So it was nice that you said it. Now I just need to take actual steps, like, taking the action
Mhm.
to get to that understanding and level. And it gives me actually clarity because when you have two different um, avenues in your mind. So like weight loss is totally different than a mom and a baby. Totally different.
Yep.
I mean, granted, a mom can want to lose weight, but it's just a little
Right.
different. So I needed that clarity because if I think of two different items, um, you get cloudy and then you
You.
almost lose focus. We need focus in life. So I think you really helped to give me that focus, just with what you saw without me even having to tell you about it.
Thank you so
So
much.
that really helped.
That is really important, I feel. And, I just appreciate you being here in this space with me and sharing this for other people to hear and listen to, and know that when you are, like you're talking about, when you are like, okay, this feels divinely aligned, or I'm aligned with this and I see it clearer, it is so much easier to take action and be in your zone. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you're passionate about it, you're going to give 110% or 1,000%, because you're like, oh, but this feels good. Because as humans, I believe feelings is the most important part. That's why we're here, to feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And take those
Yes.
actions. So thank you so much for sharing with us. I do appreciate your time and this space and giving your insights and your inspiration to others. I just want to tell you thank you for that.
Oh, and thank you too for helping me to clear my mind and clear my thoughts. And I really look forward to continuing this relationship
Yeah.
and talking in the future. And
Yeah.
it's the clarity that I need. Um, and you being able to be on the outside and looking in, it really helps me to kind of have a little bit more direction on what I want to do and push me to take the next steps
Love
that
that.
that will take me to the next level in life.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
thank you too.
All right, honey. Well, thanks so much, and everyone out there. We will see you or hear or listen to you the next time, and we do appreciate being here. That concludes another energy conversation with Robin. To learn more, go to robinmaynorsmith.com. And thanks so much for joining us. And if you were inspired by this, or you feel that was really great information, it makes me feel like I can move into some action as well to really be who I am. And when you're being who you are, that is you being your purpose in life. So come on over, join us, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.